background music. Oh, here we go. How are we all today? The spammer got exhausted. Yes, they sure did. Maybe their finger got exhausted. I don't know if that was a bot or what. Apologies that you can't see me today. I am here, but it's really, really hot here. So I'm going to be sitting in the dark, staying nice and cool. So, yeah. So, oh, my cat has been rubbing its face on my microphone. Lovely, wonderful. Hi, Joe. How are you, darling? How are you, sweetheart? I can stay for a bit longer today. Number one, it's stinking hot, and I was going to mow my lawns, but I can't because it's a total fire ban here in South Australia. Hi, Shada. You're from India. Ooh, it's a festival, is it? Oh, I can only imagine how beautiful it would be over there. So it's stinking hot here in Australia today, so I couldn't mow my lawns. And we got put into isolation lockdown yesterday as of midnight. So, yeah, I've had to cancel my clients or move clients to online sessions. So, I can stay longer today and do some more readings. So, yeah. So, how cool is that? It's one thing I love about the internet now is that we can all be really, really connected. Yeah, Joe, I'm floating along. I've got a bit of hay fever at the moment. Been coughing, spluttering like an old person. Oh, gosh. In India, all the lockdowns are open and things are going pathetic. Oh, really, Shada? Oh, no, that's horrible. We had 20 cases here in Australia, in South Australia, so in our little state. And where the 20 cases are, it's about 5 or 6 hours drive from us, so a couple of 100 kilometers, and they locked down the whole state. They just went, nah, that's it, everybody go home, stay home for a week, you're not allowed to leave the house. One person can leave the house to go to the grocery store, but that's about it. So, but I work from home, so it's not that bad for me. It's just a matter of getting my clients to switch online, etc. But yeah, I have heard of some other countries that haven't done any lockdown and the virus just keeps spreading. Very lucky. 20 is like near my apartment and the whole city has thousands of cases here. I have heard that, darling. I have heard that. Yeah. And it's just getting worse, yeah. So in Australia, we were doing really, really well. And then one of the quarantine hotels, I don't know the full story, but it was probably something like somebody came home from another country and then it infected the whole quarantine hotel. And then the people that were working in the quarantine hotel ended up infecting their families. So it's highly contagious. Has anybody heard of what's going on in Belarus? Apparently they've found, Google this, apparently they've found a worse strand of COVID-19 over in Belarus in the minx fur. So yeah, they're not doing too well over there apparently, poor people. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, that spammer doing all those angry faces, I was like, oh, what do you do with that? Like, yeah, I don't know why somebody would want to do that. So I'm not quite sure if it was a bot or there was one person that jumped in earlier when the timer was counting down and they just started spamming people's inboxes saying, getting real reading off me. And it's like, it's okay, honey. Like, people will always want readings. You don't have to spam them. My in-laws had bad COVID by God's grace. I was taking care of them and I came negative for... Oh, yes, Shada. Honestly, honestly, darling, like my partner's brother was in the area where the little outbreak has just occurred in Australia, but he came back negative, but he still chose to go into quarantine anyway. So yeah. Joe, I am applying to a program called Startup Voucher. It's basically a way of financing my startup idea. What do you see towards my application? Well, let's have a look for you, darling. Those startup programs are pretty good. We did a Kickstarter program for our own tarot deck. We have a tarot deck called the No Shits Given deck. And I really should probably promote it more. And it's basically a tarot deck that tells you to, stop taking the shit out of yourself, okay? So yeah, okay. So let's get on with this, Trish. I've been shuffling for a little while now, and I will be here for. I'm going to try and stay for a couple of hours today, I reckon. So Haley, we will start with you, darling, because you were the first one off the rank. Then we'll go to Sharda, and then we'll go to Joe. And if anyone else pops in and wants to have a yarn, have a chat, then please do. So Haley, my darling, let's find out some stuff for you. We will do 2 cards today, and then we'll do a cross of the 2 cards. So technically you get 3 cards, okay? So let's find out what's going on for Haley. Wow, Haley. You're a little bit of a social butterfly, darling. I'll see if I can get this light working a little bit better. Is that gonna work? Yeah, no, that's not working. Bugger that. Oh, is that a bit better? Maybe I should turn it off. Oh, it's a bit dark in here, isn't it? Yeah, but that kind of looks better. Let's see if I can get some of these lights working. It's so hot in here in Australia that sometimes when you turn the lights on, it just suddenly gets really, really hot. Okay, let's turn that one on. That's a little bit better. Okay then. So Haley, you're a little bit of a social butterfly, okay? You've got all these people that are attracted to you that are coming into your life. And part of you kind of feels like, maybe you're not, but then maybe you are. And that's only because there is part of you that's actually very introverted, okay? There's part of you that wants to, not have these people intrude. However, you feel like you've got to be polite and, socialize. And if people ask, then you should say something, etc., etc., etc. So when it comes to these people generating into your life, it's because you have this energy about you that you're omitting. And we are all made out of energy, sweetheart. And sometimes our energies don't actually align with the core of who we are. And that's why we go through this confused state as such, because as much as you have this energy of a social butterfly as such, your true core is really rather introverted. You like your downtime, you like your quiet time, and basically you like you don't want to be alone, but you want to be by yourself to recharge as such. And this is what this card talks about. The Ace of Swords talks about many different modalities, but it also, as we can see, we have a sword here, and it's recharging with this electric energy. And it only recharges when it's on its own. So it's time for you to find some time out doing what you do to recharge. You're tired, sweetheart. You need to recharge. Now, when we're talking about being tired, we're not talking about, the kind of tiredness where you can just sleep away. It doesn't work like that when you're recharging. Recharging is all about you doing something that allows you to feel fulfilled, that really puts you in a good place where it recharges your energy, your passion, your self-worth. And it doesn't involve people, okay? This one involves just you doing something. So it's time for you to look at that recharge as such. You could sit around all day and not feel recharged. So Haley, darling, find a recharge. Where's the block in the recharge? Let's find out for you, hun. Aha. Your block in your recharge is your Queen of Pentacles, okay? So your block in the recharge is coming down to your mentalism towards your finances. And you're in all hindsight, honey, your finances are they're pretty good. As much as you have times of struggle and situations where you think, oh, how am I going to pay that? You've always managed to achieve it. So when you realize that your own value and worth and you remove that whole financial struggle, you'll actually recharge a lot faster. So set that aside. If you need to go for a massage or a pedicure, or even just for a walk in nature, grab some bottles of water and go out. Find what you need to do to recharge and let go of these financial worries, okay? Because they're hurting your back, they're making you hot and flustered, and they're not going to sort themselves out if you involve more and more people, okay? So you need to recharge, darling. So how was that for you, Haley? Oh, I've got a beautiful new deck I want to show off as well. check this out. This is my new deck. My new deck is a... No worries, Hayley. No worries. This is my brand new deck. I've only used it a couple of times, and I'm doing Decameron readings now. And these are the dark art readings, the black readings. So check out this beautiful new deck I've got. So I don't use it when I'm here live, but this is called the black deck. How beautiful is that? And the cards are really, really thick. Look at this. Isn't it gorgeous? Absolutely stunning. So yeah, so I'm doing dark art readings as well. And I did one yesterday, and it was just absolutely amazing for a gentleman. Look how gorgeous these cards are. The camera does them no justice. I really need to sort out my camera. So look at these, aren't they? They're just divine cards, just absolutely divine. Love them, and they're just so thick and beautiful. They're just gorgeous. Okay, so I won't be doing dark readings online, but if you want one, just scan the QR code and check out my webpage. You know, blah blah. Okay, Shada, how is this different to the other one? So this is my steampunk deck, okay, and this one gives a lot of insight into iconography. It's what it's called. So there's icons in it that can show you the different path in the different ways. When it comes to the blacker deck, the iconography is very, very limited. So it's all up to intuition, and this is where mediumship comes in. So when we do tarot readings, we're usually prompted by what's going on in the cards, but when we do Decameron readings, this is where we tap into the spiritual world, the dark world. We feel energies, you know, and it's all done intuitively. So there's no prompts in these cards. It's just an image, and we work out what the cross reference is, and we find out exact dates. We can find out the names of people and the situations and events that are happening as well. So it's really, really good fun. I did a reading, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, for a gentleman, and I told him that he was going to have a grandbaby, and this grandbaby was going to come on very suddenly. And he goes, no. He goes, my kid isn't pregnant. And anyway, his daughter had a baby 2 days later, because I said to him, I said, you're going to have a grandchild within the next 2 weeks. And it was only like 2 or 3 days later, and he had a grandchild, and he sent me a message, and he goes, she didn't even know she was pregnant. So yeah, so they've got this instant family happening. So it's so cute, and he just loves the grandbaby. And I said to him, like, I tapped into the grandbaby's energies, and I said, this grandbaby of yours is going to be a dancer. And it was a boy. I said, he likes to move his body and he likes to dance. So make sure that you connect with him through moving your body in the future. So yeah, I look forward to hearing about his progress. So Shada, let's find some insight for you, sweetheart. Let's find some insight for you. I always wanted to visit India. I love your clothes. I love your culture. Oh, I just love everything about you guys. You're beautiful. I love it. And I don't want to sound racist, but I love the color of your hair, and your skin is beautiful, and the way you speak, it's so exotic. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, Shada, I had a question for my husband. When will he get a job? He lost one due to COVID situations. Please help me. Yep, his name is Rowan. Oh, Rowan. I know one other Rowan in Australia, and he's such a noble spirit. He really is. So Rowan, what's going on with Rowan? Interesting, actually. Interesting. Ah, righty. Okay, Shada. So, oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I have had hay fever, so I'm a little bit snuffly. So Shada, when it comes to Rowan, Rowan's not grabbing onto his true talents, okay? He's not grabbing onto who he truly wants to be. It's kind of like he's just doing what he needs to do to get by. And this is part of what's kind of dragging him down as well. He needs to be in an environment where he can talk and where he can share his stories of life. That's one of his blocks. So when will he actually get a job? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Right. He will get a job soon, but it's not going to be the job that he likes. He's only doing it because of finances, and this will happen within the next 4 months. He's only doing it because he kind of needs the money. That's the only reason, and it's not really something that he's going to enjoy, and it's also going to be something that's going to be quite stressful and laborious for him. So please look after him. He is the kind of person also that he likes to share stories. He likes to talk to people about what's going on in life and, all these different things. Like, and when I say stories, I'm not talking about he likes to share his favorite chicken recipe or something along those lines. He likes to actually share cultural stuff, really knowledgeable stuff, and things that can help future generations. So he really needs to look into working in one of those areas where he can express himself a bit better. He will have a job within the next 4 to 5 months, but it's not going to be the kind of job that he actually likes. He's just, yeah, he honestly, Shada, yeah, he's just going to do it for the money. It's going to be a laborious job, and the employer of the job is going to be an all right kind of person. But there's going to be it's going to be a very testing environment as well. So chances are there's some of the employees there that aren't going to be as good of a worker as what he is, and he's going to take that probably a little bit too personal, and needs to learn how to disconnect. Okay. Yeah, he likes to share his experiences. He absolutely does. He really needs to be a storyteller. He needs to be in a role like that where he can express himself in an artistic way. So make sure that, because he is that storyteller, make sure that you also take the time to listen to his stories, even though you've heard them so many times before. He likes to tell them. So allow him to express them, because that's the way he also gets rid of stress, and it's also the way he relaxes. Okay, so there will be a job in the next 4 to 5 months. He'll only be doing it for the money, and the person who runs the place is all right, like, but they're just there because they have to do a job, and the people that work there are not going to be they're not going to be, it's not that they're bad people, they're not bad people, you can never say that, but they're not people that, it's not an environment that's going to be happy where you're just like, oh, I love going to work. It's just a place where you go and you think, oh god, do I have to work with that person today? So yeah, so just help him out through those times. When it comes to the initial referencing of this card, um Rowan actually has a very unique talent as well. And this talent of his is not being used appropriately. Okay? It's just 2 years and he will clear his financial loans. Then he wants to start something on his own. Yes, yes, yes. Tell him to start researching that, whether he looks up on YouTube or finds other people to follow and aspire to as such. Get some ideas down on paper and written out, because he has something really unique that he does, and it's just not being served at the moment. So he has this magical wand. He is the king of this talent. He's really, really good at it, and he's a real natural at it, but it's not being servituded just yet, and it will come into life. Let's go a little bit deeper into you, Sharda. Let's go a bit deeper for Rowan. What is Rowan's talent? Tell me. He's not a very good listener, though, is he? He likes to tell rather than listen. Interesting. So not only is he good with the stories that he tells, he can also express emotion with them, and he makes the story, his experiences really come to life, like he sucks in people. And he really needs to learn some more about that talent. Perhaps he should start a blog of something. But He is not a good listener. I'm getting that on the right hand side. My right hand ear has suddenly gone blocked. So he's a teller, not a listener. Yeah, but he's actually really good at bringing the stories to life. So in an emotional sense and making people like listen to him. So perhaps he needs to go into an area where he can do public speaking or he can do blogging of some sort, because he actually demands that people listen to me. I have something to tell you. The part where he struggles is, we have the Knight of Swords here, and the part where he struggles, where he's got that block, where he feels like he's just not good enough, that, perhaps nobody will want to listen to him, even though he has this natural ability to just attract people to do that. So, yeah, perhaps some assistance with his confidence as well. And, helping him get the story out there. He'd probably be a good spokesperson or a good salesperson for a product or an industry. So, let him know that it's okay to aim a little bit higher. Do the job that you need to do to make the money, but it's not your identity. It's just what you do. So many years ago, I wanted to be a massage therapist. I was a massage therapist for 10 years, but before then, I worked in a fish and chip shop. And, it wasn't my job. It was just what I did to make money. And then when the massage got busier, eventually I left the fish and chip shop and just did massage. And now that I'm a hypnotherapist and a tarot reader, I gave up the massage to come and do this instead. So, it's all an evolutionary process. And tell him, don't be afraid to aim for something bigger. Go to that bigger company and show them what you can do. Express yourself, okay? Because he can really go places. He can get right up there and really get himself out there, okay? So he needs a bit of confidence, darling, a little bit of support. But he does also need to listen to feedback rather than criticism. There's many people in this world that when you tell them of an improvement, they take it as an insult. And it's never an insult, it's just an improvement. And you don't have to take on the improvement if you don't want to. But it's always good to give it a try, because you never know what you might learn. Anzilla, what a beautiful name, Anzilla. And Heidi, how are your little ones going, darling? They haven't been very well. And we have Jojo. Joe is on YouTube. Okay, so Joe, let's find out what's going on with this startup voucher. Okay. I'm teaching him to slowly to listen to. Shada. Yep, it's gonna be a life journey, that one. It's gonna be a life journey, that one. So Joe, on to you, my darling. On to you. So let's find out about this startup voucher. Oh, Joe, what's going on? Literally, as I picked up the cards and I started shuffling for you, I felt sick in the stomach. Like, this is the kind of thing that's making me feel sick in the stomach. Like, oh, like, it's got you beside yourself, doesn't it? You're just beside yourself at the moment. And you're not beside yourself with worry. You're beside yourself with the unknown. That's the difference here. And Anzilla, my question is, when will I get the visa? Ooh, let's have a squizzy-o. So Joe, you're beside yourself at the moment. Why? And it's just this situation that's surrounding you. My youngest had to go and get some antibiotics. Oh, poor little Bobbin. Oh, he's had COVID for 2 weeks, has he? Oh, no. You have every right to be worried, sweetheart. You really do. They're your little bobbins. Oh, Joe, check this out. Check this out. You have gotten the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles shows coming into a transition of receiving finance. Okay? But we also have the Two of Swords here. Okay? Now, Joe, I'm just going to be honest with you, sweetheart. So allow me, open up your mind to some honesty. This will work really well if you can control your tongue. okay? So when it comes to all of this sort of stuff, tell them what they want to know, what not rather than what you think they should know, because you're actually really intelligent. I get this really intelligent sensation in my mind, and sometimes intelligence is also one of those things that drags us down. And the only reason is because when certain questions are asked, we are so intelligent that we're just like, oh, I don't understand the question. Like, it becomes confusing. So you have to take 2 steps back, sweetheart. If you want this, you have to tell them what they want to know and create that rapport, okay? Because when you have that rapport, that's when you'll step into that modality. Like they say, abide by the rules until you reach the top, so that way you can break them. Don't break them until you're at the top, honestly, because they've been set in stone. So it's going to work really well, but you have to make sure you play the game by the rules. Because if you don't, if you create ripples, that's when it's going to go a little bit haywire. Okay, so that one's for me. I always know when there's a card for me coming out. Aha, aha, aha. So the cross reference at the moment for you, Joe, is the Emperor. And it's only because you're actually a very strong person inside, okay? And you know what you want, you know where you're going, you know, the outcome, but you need a little bit of help to get there. But the thing is, when it comes to these people helping you, you kind of have to, play the game of idiots as such. A little while back, I've been studying a course I don't know why I even enrolled, I really don't, a celebrant course for weddings. And one of the questions on the final assessment, now this is a final assessment, so like an assessment for that module, so if you pass or not. And one of the questions was, in your opinion, what is the values of these ceremonies? And I sat and I thought to myself, I'm like, what a stupid question. In my opinion. So on an examination, they're asking me for an opinion. And I thought to myself, well, number one, my opinion doesn't matter in an examination. And number two, if this is a pass or fail thing, why are you asking for an opinion? Because everybody's opinions are reflected differently. So I sat there and I wrote out this entire answer explaining how an opinion in an examination means that I could write anything and therefore I pass. So my opinion is I have no opinion, so therefore I pass. And then when I came back to it before I submitted it, I thought, Trish, you've got to play the game of idiots here. So I wrote some textbook answer about the traditions of ceremonies and blah blah blah, and then they wrote back saying I passed, and what a beautiful answer it was. And I thought, what a stupid examination, like it's all based on opinion. So at the end of the day, sometimes we have to play the game of idiots, okay? We have to give them the answers that they want to hear, not the answers that we believe are correct. We have to go up the hierarchy of rules, so therefore, when we look down on the hierarchy, we can break the rules and create a better system. Okay, Joe? So this voucher thing's going to go really well as long as you can just restrain your intelligence as such, okay? So restrain your intelligence as such and answer the questions based on what they want rather than what you desire, okay? So that's the way to play the game of idiots. Hate the game of idiots. It gives me shit. Yes, honestly, Joe, honestly, yeah, it's ironic using the word honesty, isn't it? Yes, honesty does bring problems. And a lot of people, especially in those positions of power, they don't want the problem. They want you to play their game. That's what they want. So, you know what? At the end of the day, sometimes you got to play by the rules. So when you become the master of the game, you can break the rules. Okay? So don't be too honest. Okay? Just give them a little bit, but not too much. I don't know how many times I've sat there and I thought, oh, Trish, you got to play the game of idiots. Tell them what they want to hear because they don't want improvement. It's as simple as that. Okay, so Anzilla, when will I get the visa? The visa. Is this an immigration thing, Anzilla? Is this Or is it actually a financial? I don't think it's a financial visa. I get some of my spirit guides popping in when I do this stuff, and they want to do more in-depth readings, and I keep telling them we don't do more in-depth readings on the free stream. I have all these messages come in, and as soon as I was like, the visa, they're like, it's not a financial one. Oh, they cracked me up. And then we'll find one for you, Heidi. Oh, apologies for the coughing. I have had hay fever for 4 days. I went and mowed the lawn, and it was a really windy day. And I just, boom, had this hay fever. It was something shocking. And it's even worse when we're going in a lockdown state as such. And I'm standing in line at the grocery store trying not to cough. Because I'm not sick. I went and had the test and nothing's wrong there, and there's no infection, etc. So, oh, gosh almighty. Oh, dearie me. Oh, the insanity of it all, hey? Yeah, I just flipped all my cards around. Give these cards a really, really good shuffle. Haven't been able to recharge their energies lately, so I'll have to get on to that today. No excuses in ISO. We're getting lots of stuff done. Nearly there, nearly there. There we go. Sorted them out. Okay. So, Anzilla, let's find out what's going on with you, darling. Yeah, I'm actually streaming out to 3 different platforms at the moment, so sometimes I'll be answering questions and you may not be able to see who I'm talking to because they're on one of the other platforms. That's all it is. So give me some love hearts, guys. Just hit those love hearts and get that screen flowing a little bit. So, Anzilla, let's find out some stuff for you. Interesting, interesting. So when it comes to the visa, thank you guys, love hearts. So when it comes to the visa, doll, is there still some issues with finance for it or something along those lines? There's still some information that hasn't quite been processed just yet. And this kind of feels like it's an infinite thing, like, oh, I've told you that already, and I've given you that already. Yay, love hearts! I wish I had a little star icon because the star is my favorite symbol. So yeah, so Anzilla, it's like there's some other stuff still going on at the moment, sweetheart. And it kind of feels like this infinite loop for you at the moment where you're like, oh, I've already given that information. I've already done that. Approach it with kindness, okay? Because some of these people can make life a bit difficult just because of their own, their own arrogance and their own hurtfulness as such. So, so there's still some more information that they need to go through. So just be a little bit patient. But when is this going to happen? Right. And at the moment, there's no date on when it's going to happen, and that's because there's a couple of bit of emotions around it. And this emotion could perhaps have come from just, people look into situations and then they get lazy. And, especially in these times with COVID and all this sort of rubbish, like things aren't getting done as well as they should be because emotions are heightened across the world. So there's no actual date yet at the moment for you, honey. It's sort of like it's in a dark area, and even the universe is kind of like, not quite sure because there's still information that needs to be acquired. And chances are that whoever's processing all of this stuff for you is just just really busy. I mean, we're in a time of change. We're living history at the moment, and a lot of our systems that we used to have in place, they're just no longer holding up anymore. We have to update our technology. We have to update our systems, and a lot of us need to learn. Number one, patience. Absolutely. And number two, niceties when it comes to being patient with these old systems. We have a lot of old systems that really needed upgrading 10 years ago, and it was never occurred. So at the moment, we don't have a date, sweetheart. We don't have a date, and that's because there's more information that's required. And there is a lot of emotions around this situation for you as well. So just breathe, be patient, and hold on, okay? Like they say, if I'm not back in 5 minutes, wait 5 minutes more. So, Heidi, you don't have the COVID yourself? Because South Australia's just gotten locked down as of midnight last night. And we're in 6 days lockdown. Like, no one's allowed to leave their house. Well, technically, one person's allowed to leave their house to go get groceries. And you're only allowed to, you have to wear a mask. Oh, maybe I should go back to bed. And you have to wear a mask. But I'm good with that. I work from home, so it's okay. My partner's brother was actually working at one of the schools where there was, a little bit of an outbreak, and he went and got a test, but he came back negative, and everybody at the school came back negative, but they still chose to go into quarantine anyway. No, I didn't catch it, even though I live with the other three. I have been deliberately avoiding. Yeah, well, I've never heard of anyone being a carrier of COVID, like they don't get any symptoms. But I have to wonder if it does exist though, like, people that carry viruses and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure how it all works. I did self hypnosis and turn my immunity up in my control room. You go, girl. You go, girl. I had this debate with a hypnotherapist only, actually, it would have been back in April. And he's like, you can't boost your immunity. There's no scientific proof that you can boost your immunity with hypnosis. And I said to him, look, I said, at the end of the day, I said, hypnosis is the power of belief. And if you believe that you are going to be healthy and well, that would certainly have an adverse, a reflection on your own personal immunity system. So, as much as we don't have the science for it, that only means that we don't have the science to test for it yet. That's all it is. So, yeah. And he was going on and on and on and on and on about it. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm like, you know what? I met a man once that had hypnosis. Yeah, honestly, Heidi, I've refused to have it myself. Yep, I've refused. I was like, nah, I'm not getting it. It's like, I'm not getting cancer either. It's like, nah. But yeah, this particular hypnotist, he's a really big name in Australia. And honestly, I hope I never meet him because he just sounds old and horrible. So naive. And yeah, he talked about how there's no scientific proof. And I said, that's because there's no way of testing the power of belief. That's all it is. The power of belief, is amazing. And I said, I met a man once that he was almost deaf, and he was told to. This is what sort of got me started with the hypnosis stuff, and he was told that he wouldn't hear ever again, and he would never hear properly again. So he started doing hypnosis every single day to improve his hearing. And as much as he's not quite sure if his hearing improved, he stopped wearing his hearing aids, and he hasn't worn them in like 15 years now. And his wife said that he hears just perfectly. So, it sort of brings in the inclusion of the power of belief, that if we believe that we can do something, then we will do something. There have been heaps of people out there that have been, trapped in the snow for a couple of weeks in avalanches and still survived because they believed that they would survive, and they kept on going with it. So it was all coming down to the power of belief, and the power of belief only happens with hypnosis. So let's find out what's going on for you, darling. Oh, gosh, honey. Gosh, honey. Hello, Margaret. So, Heidi, you've got all these people that are waggling around their wands as such, not their wing wangs, their wands. Hi, Rowena. How are you, darling? You've got all these people that are waggling around their wands as such, but nobody's actually offering any real insight, and you're sick of it. It's as simple as that. You are absolutely sick of it. Yay, love hearts. Keep hitting those love hearts, guys. And you're absolutely sick of it. Um, It's like somebody's like, do this, do that, do something else, and you're feeling kind of encaged in, like you're trapped inside of this whole, everyone telling you this and that and something else. When it comes down to, people offering advice for whatever reason, it's because of self. They're doing it because part of them feels like they can help you. And that's where it truly comes from. And it's coming from a good part of themselves. And I know that you've heard it all, and that it kind of feels a little bit fenced in at the moment, like you know all this information, but you're completely helpless by it, and nobody else is taking anyone else's advice. But when it comes down to the crux of it, it's also learning to allow it to be water off a duck's back, to just let it go. Um, I, I call these squeaky wheel jobs. So the squeaky wheel always gets the attention, but unless you put oil on the squeaky wheel, it'll just keep on squeaking. So, and most of the time, squeaky wheels don't actually want the oil. You can offer it to them, but they don't want it. So, when it comes to you, darling, you know, don't put too much oil on yourself as such, so you go completely quiet. But learn to let it go. Just let it go. People are offering advice just because they feel like it will help in some way, shape, or form. And, just be present in the moment. Allow them to offer the advice and just stop. Just allow yourself to recharge. Just because you're being present in that moment and allowing that person to give you the advice doesn't mean that you're taking it on. All it means is that you're allowing yourself just a few moments to stop and have some time out. And that's what you need, okay? We also have the Six of Pentacles here as the cross-reference card. Perhaps you're going through some financial difficulties at the moment. It's like 1 minute you've got money and next minute you don't have money. And as we can see, we have the children hiding under the table and the adult trying to balance out the finances here. And when it comes down to the crux of it, you're going to be fine, okay? You're going to keep doing what you need to do. You don't need all of this money. You don't need, you don't need it to have a constant flow as such. It's going to be up and down. And that's the thing with money. Money comes and goes. But the thing is, life only just goes. So be present in the moment, and that's where you'll find your real value and your real worth. It doesn't come down to this finances. So yes, your finances are going up and down at the moment like a yo-yo, but now is not the time to be focused on that. Now is the time to be just focusing on being in the present, recharging yourself, and just allow these people to give advice, okay? They're going to give it anyway, but there's no reason why you can't take yourself into a self-meditative state and you just kind of don't listen, okay? Thanks for the love hearts, guys. Thanks. Hi, Malika. How are you, darling? And Tanya? Hello, Tanya. Are you in lockdown, sweetheart? Oh, sorry about the coughing, guys. It's bloody hay fever. I'm at the tail end of it now, so that's good. Margaret, one of my favorite people in the world. The future of your business, hey? You're always asking about business, sweetheart. Always asking about business. Hi, Malika. Yeah, I'm going pretty well. I've got a bit of hay fever at the moment. I went and mowed the lawns and got whacked with it on a dusty day. So I've never quite had it this bad before. Oh, have they? Have they? Oh, really good, Tanya. Really good. Yes, Margaret, always business with you, sweetheart. Always business. Let's find out what's going on. Let's find out what's going on. Actually, Margaret, just for Margaret. Okay, guys, I'll do a little bit of a demonstration. We're going to do this for Margaret. Margaret is actually one of the people I most trust in this whole entire world. She's a beautiful soul. Please get onto her page. Margaret, you can post a link to your page. I don't mind, darling. Margaret is absolutely gorgeous, and she talks about gut issues. And is it iridiology you do as well, where you scan the eyes? Oh, absolutely amazing. I love that stuff. So how about we're just going to do this as a once-off for Margaret, okay? Because she is an absolute angel in this world. We will bring out the black deck for her. So, Margaret, what's going on with your business? Interesting. Interesting. So Margaret, as we can see here in the black deck, okay, when it comes to you, you have these infinite abilities, these beautiful, wonderful, infinite abilities, but at the moment you're still learning how to use them. It's time to tweak the systems, okay? So here we have, this is the infinity of the talent of the magician, the person that has the magic, the wonder, the thing, the product that people don't understand, the inspiration and the illusion as such. But we also have the knight as well. Now this is the unique knight, and the knight knows how to dance. However, the knight isn't the master just yet of the abilities. When these abilities come out together, it's talking about us still in practice stage when it comes to our abilities, because the knight can dance, the knight can put on a pretty good show, but it cannot put on as good of a show as the king can. The king is the master, the king knows all the moves, and the king is willing to experiment with the moves to create new stuff as well. So for you, darling, it's all about keep practicing, keep going with this infinite ability, and get it from your core. See how we've got the core of the magician going in here? The magician talks about, you know, finding your core values and running with it, okay? You're always going to hear people saying, you've got to do this and this is better and blah, 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 blah. You've got to go with your core. What you believe deep down inside is the right thing to do, and give it time to grow, okay? Keep practicing, keep dancing, because only when you keep practicing can you truly become the king, okay? Facebook is my kryptonite. I think Facebook is everyone's kryptonite, darling, because they keep changing it. So you got to keep on practicing it. Excuse me. Okay. So Tanya. Oop. Just a general reading? Absolutely. Oh, and Malika. Okay, yep. Well, we'll start with Tanya and then we'll go to Malika, okay? Margaret, you just got to keep on practicing. That's all you got to do. Keep on going. Keep on swimming and swimming and swimming. Keep on swimming. Keep on going. That's all you got to do. I watch a YouTuber called Peter McKinnon, and not so much because of he talks about photography and videography, and it's not because I'm interested in that. It's because I'm interested in the way he presents himself and the way he presents his YouTube channel. And I just really love the art style of it. And he always says things like, you know, he talks about Photoshop and how to make your cameras work and, you know, all that kind of boring stuff. And I'm not in it for that reason, but I love the way he always tells a really good story as he's doing his videos. So that's why I'm watching it. And that's why I try and do with all of my blogs and things like that, is just try and tell a really good story. Because if a really good story comes out, then, you know, and people really like it, then they'll share it with others. And, you know, and it's so true. I mean, how many times have you watched a movie and then you've said to a friend, oh, have you seen this movie? It's great, it's fantastic. Or you read a book, you're like, oh, have you read this book? It's great, it's fantastic. And it's exactly the same when it comes to YouTube and Facebook and all that sort of stuff. Just make a really good story. And if the story resonates and has a metaphor that helps towards healing, then, you know, good stories really do get you out there. So just have a good story. So Tanya, and look him up, Peter McKinnon. He's quite interesting. Does some beautiful photography work, but you know, I'm not like, you know, that photogenic as such. So Tanya, general reading, and then we'll go to Malika. And some of you guys might not be able to see some of the comments coming through because I am streaming out to a couple of different platforms. Okay, so if it looks like I'm talking to somebody random, it's because we're out on YouTube as well, and we are on Twitch as well. So yeah, if you'd like to jump on my YouTube channel, it's Pelin and Palmer Specialty Hypnosis Training. We've got all sorts of random stuff on there, especially some good stories. So Tanya, let's find out what's going on with you, darling. Oh, Tanya. So did you meet that new person? Did you meet them? Who's the person in your life? There's somebody that's making the heart flutter, but in the same sense, they're also kind of giving you the shits as well. Ah, matters of the heart, how confusing thou art. So you've got somebody that's in the energy realms that is going to give you flutters of the heart, okay? However, they're also kind of annoying you as well. Okay, so when it comes to these matters of the heart, usually when they're annoying, like when there's, wondered if that would happen. Usually when there's an annoyance going on, it's usually a reflection of built up resentment, something that we need to you know, filter out ourselves and let go of as such. It's not a reflection of the other person, it's just that there is a bit of a trigger there, okay? So if you find that there's somebody around you at the moment that's kind of, you know, annoying you a little bit, there may be something else going on in the realms. But it is also, as a cross-reference card, we have the Chariot here. And the Chariot is all about you taking charge of you and yourself, so your emotions as well. The Chariot is run by two lethal animals that will just charge in any direction. And if they charge wherever they want to go, they will rip the Chariot apart. And it's up for you to go, you know what? You've got to learn to go here and you've got to learn to go there. And we all will work together so that the Chariot goes properly. Okay? So the Chariot is all about you. Yes, there's someone coming into your life. Okay? So they're coming into life, okay? So they're not here yet, but they're coming into life. Perhaps you've already met them, I'm not quite sure, but there's someone in the realms of the matters of the heart, but they're going to annoy the shit out of you, okay? And this is a reflection of you. That when you feel that resentment coming through, when you're just like, oh, that kind of annoys me, that's a reflection of you, honey. It's something that you need to let go and something to improve on. Now, when it comes to those improvement levels, this is not about you changing your identity or anything like that. This is about letting go of this resentment and taking back control of your Chariot. Your Chariot is your body, your organs. That is your vessel in which you reside. And you've got to take back control of those thoughts, that mind, that heart, that soul, and teach it to let go, to love, to trust, and most of all, to relax. You can teach it all these things, and it'll be a little bit uncomfortable, but with practice, it will become perfect. So, We have a matter of the heart coming in, but the emotions are all over the shop a little bit. Okay, and you've got to take back control of those emotions. It's only when we become a reflection of ourselves then we truly can let go. Okay? So watch out. Watch out. Nah. Enjoy going out into the world out there, darling. Actually, I'm not minding being in ice, so I'm really not. I think the part I got annoyed this morning was I wanted to mow the lawn, but it's total fire ban. I was like, I can't start the lawnmower to 8 a.m. And the fire ban came in at 5 a.m. So I was like, oh, well, it's just going to be, I got one done yesterday. So it's half done. And it's not like we've got anyone to press. It's not like anyone's coming around the house going, oh, look at your lawn. It is beautiful. As if. So Malika, let's get to you, darling. Let's get to you. I said to my partner John, because we're looking to move and we've been selling all of our furniture, and I said to my partner John, when I buy a house, I'm definitely having fake lawn. I'm going to go all out. I'm going to spend the money and get that really nice fake stuff that feels real. I'm too old to be mowing lawns all the time. Like, I'm too old for this shit. I've got so many other things I want to enjoy in life. I'm on a webpage called Kickstarter, and the other day they had this little robot that you attach to your window, and it cleans your windows for you. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. The problem is I'd need like 50 of them because all my windows are separated by little bits of timber. And there were people in the comments saying things like, oh, how lazy are humans these days? You should wash your own windows. And I thought, no. Like, get somebody else to wash your windows so that you can spend more time with your grandkids, or you can spend more time doing those things that you love. That's what life's about. That is, to me, that's the meaning of life, is actually, enjoying all of those things around you more and more. So, I don't enjoy washing the windows, so why wouldn't I get a robot to do it so that way I can practice playing my ukulele more? Because I'm here to enjoy life, and I don't enjoy washing windows. That's not enjoying life, that's for sure. So yeah, I can't wait till they bring out something, clean windows for life. Wouldn't that be a great idea? So Malika, let's get to you, sweetheart. And if anybody would like a reading, just grab out your phone. You can scan that QR code just up there with your phone, and it'll take you straight to my webpage. All you do to scan a QR code is you open up your camera on your phone, hold it up to the QR code, and then a little bar will pop up across the top of the phone. And tap on that and it'll take you to my webpage. Or you can look me up, trishpalmer.com. I mean, I've got a pretty easy, pretty average name. So Malika, I'm gonna ask a question, okay? Do you have a skin problem of some sort, like a dermatitis or really dry skin or something along those lines? Because suddenly I feel like my skin is quite itchy, like like I've got to scratch my skin. Drink some more water, sweetheart, or perhaps some moisturizer or something. I just feel like part of my skin, it's more my hair, is a little bit itchy. So I'm not quite sure if you have a skin condition, or if you just if your skin's a little bit dry. Look after your skin, sweetheart. It's the only thing holding all your bits in. Oh, we're getting lots of cup cards coming out at the moment. Interesting. It's not that one. Wow. So, Malika, why do you feel that you're not good enough, sweetheart? Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I can feel your skin, sweetheart. I can feel your skin. Why do you feel like you're not good enough, sweetheart? Like, you're actually really good when it comes to helping other people process their emotions. You've got the gift of the gab as such. and you're really good with organizing stuff. So you can actually create things and build things and sculpt things. Like, you're really good at that. But there's some part of you that always feels like it's just not good enough. Like like if I was to meet you, you would automatically look at the ground instead of looking at me. And honestly, honey, I want you to know that you are good enough. You're actually really, really clever. And I have to wonder whether this skin problem is more to do with an irritation. Yes, yes, that's right, isn't it? Yes, yes. Um, chin up, honey. Chin up. Okay? Chin up, shoulders back. You know, that be proud of who you are. Absolutely be completely proud of who you are, sweetheart, because you're really good at organizing things. You're really good at making sure things get done and get them done. Become, here we have the King of Cups. Become the King of Cups of your emotions. And you're really good at helping other people decipher their emotions. But remember, when you're helping other people decipher their emotions, um, remember not to take it on board personally. Okay, you have to allow people to decipher their own emotions. They have to become resourceful within themselves. It's you know, we can always offer advice, but they're the ones that have to take the actionary steps towards it. And excuse me. So yeah, so put your chin up, darling. Okay, chin up, shoulders back. Okay, because as much as this world is kind of irritating to you, it's more that you don't know how to harness your gift just yet. And you've got the gift of the gab. You're really good at helping people sort out their emotions, and you'd probably make an excellent hypnotherapist. So, you know, if you need to come into the industry, please do. You'd make an excellent hypnotherapist, and, you know, like, help people with those emotions. But remember, don't carry those emotions with you, okay? Because they will just drag you down, and it will make the world seem like it's a horrible place, and the world is not. The world is a beautiful place. It's absolutely gorgeous. Even in the darkest of places, you get these beautiful mushrooms that grow. And pick the mushrooms, you get a really great stroganoff as well. So, you know, when it comes to life, just give people back their emotions and keep focusing on how beautiful this world is, because you can see it for the wonder that it is, rather than the negative that it's not. People will always and easily tell you negative stuff, but ask them about a good thing and they'll struggle with it. And it's just part of our culture and our stigma. So please, chin up, shoulders back. Okay, honey? Find the beautiful things, because even glitter shines in the darkest of places. Find the glitter, because it's there. Okay? So, hi, hun. Can I please have a card? It would mean so much. Absolutely. Is it Cherie Coatsy? And then we have Jenna and then Kate. Yes, Jenna, what is your question, darling? Go and be amazing, Malika. Okay? You are one of the Earth Angels, and we need more of you, darling. Don't hide, sweetheart. Mwah. Sending you love hearts as well. So, is it Sher? I'll call you Sher. How's that sound? Sher Coatsy. Sher Coatsy. Oh, I kind of feel like that could be the name of a really cool song. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Yes, we'll draw you a card, sweetheart, and then we will have Kate after that. And Crystal, hello, my darling. Hello. I was just thinking, where's Crystal? I haven't spoken to her in a week. And beautiful Miss Daisy, her cat. So sure. Let's get some cards rustling for you, darling. So sure. Sure, you're a bit of a clown. You are a funny person. You are a joker. Can you please start harnessing that, okay? Deep within your soul, you are a little bit of a joker. You like to have some fun. You like to be a little bit of little bit silly, okay? Please start harnessing that. This is actually one of your strengths, and it's okay to be part of that strength. Chances are that's one of your Jungians as well. If you've never heard of the Jungian archetypes, I do have a Heal the Inner Child course that will teach you about the Jungians, and you like to be a bit silly. You like to have a little bit of fun. So please harness that. That's actually one of your strengths, because there's a lot of people that don't know how to have fun anymore. They're too busy like, oh, well, you must be an adult, or you can't do that in this adult world. And you can absolutely have fun. You can be silly. I feel like also that there's a lot of people that they kind of like a ringing in your ear, like a nag, 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 nag. And that inflicts on your spiritual side. That inflicts on your own inner child. So be a little bit silly, be a little bit fun, play with the dog or the cat or whatever, because that's where you get your strengths from. That's how you recharge inside this world, okay? So thank you, Margaret. Mwah. So that's where you're going to get your strength from, Cher. That's where you recharge. So every time you're feeling a little bit down and out, you've got to go and be a little bit silly, because that's where you will rekindle yourself with the world and you can hit the ground running again, okay? So please be silly, be the Joker, be exactly who you are, honey. Okay? Easy done, Crystal. So Jenna, if you want to ask a question, throw it into the chat, darling. And then Kate, do you see accountability being held is my question, please. Well, let's have an in-depth search for you, Kate. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here today. Thank you so much, everybody that's on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. Thank you, guys. And I like a love heart. It really, really helps me to keep on doing this. It really does. I'm planning on coming back each Thursday. I've been a bit slack lately, so I was crook for 1 week, and I'm not quite sure what happened the week before that. I think my brother was sick or something. So life, hey. So, Kate, do you see accountability being held? Let's have a find out for you. And she gave me some shooting stars, my favorite icon. I love stars. I actually have a star tattooed on the back of my neck. So, Kate, this is an accountability for a negative occurrence. A negative occurrence. So this is not an accountability like you trying to achieve, a 12-week body transformation or something like that. This is an accountability for a negative occurrence. Somebody did something, and I'm getting really angry all of a sudden. Like, they fucking shouldn't have. And it was like a personal insult. Yeah, it was, wasn't it, Kate? Yeah, it was. I can feel it, and I can feel myself getting quite fucking antsy over it. I'm gonna give you back that energy when we're done, okay? I can feel it, and it's like they're pushing me. It's like, stop fucking pushing me. Kate, I need you to breathe deeply for me, darling. I feel really edgy all of a sudden, like everything. I've got to rush. I've got to get this done. I've got to do it now. I've got to do it. So please, I want you to be present, honey. So just breathe and be present. Slow down everything that's going on in your life, because it's going to help process the information a lot better, okay? Oh, we don't want to see that card, but we do want to see that one. Okay, Kate, guess what? I'm going to give it to you. You have to go with the flow on this one, okay? You have to go with the flow. As much as it's going to give you the willies and it may seem unjust and all this sort of stuff, this one's out of your control. And anything that's out of our control, we have to allow the people part of the that do the process to just do the process. Okay, because the hangman talks about being strung up as such, and being in an uncomfortable position, a position where we feel like we're having life taken away from us, but we've just got to go with the flow. The rules have been set, the bounds have been done, the contracts are the way they are. So you have to go with the flow. That's what the hangman talks about. However, okay, when we come to the secondary card, we have the two of cups. So there will be a balance that occurs. Okay, so it may not be an accountability as in you won, but there will be an accountability as in that's okay, it all balanced out in the end. Okay, so there is a balancing that's going to happen. It's probably not going to be the outcome that you're looking for, like I've won this battle as such. It's going to be one of those mutual things where it's like, you know what, it's better than nothing, and it's not worth wasting any more of my life on this. So you have to go with the flow. Aha. Now, with you going with the flow on this, you're going to lose a little bit, but you're going to come out on top. It's as simple as that, okay? So here we have the Seven of Swords, and we have a person walking away with 5 swords, but there's 2 that have been left behind. Don't focus on the 2 that got left behind. You got the 5. So go with that, okay? Because 75% win is still better than a 50% win. So you're probably going to feel like there's not going to be enough accountability in this, but this was the best outcome that was going to happen. Okay, so please go with the flow, relax with it just a little bit, okay, because this one's out of your control. It will become a balance in the end, and you will be able to walk away on top as such, but you're not going to come out 100% with this one, okay? So I do apologize for this, because this one actually wasn't your fault. I feel like this one wasn't your fault. I feel like this was just kind of one of those things that, just wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. So yeah, this one wasn't your fault, but you're going to get about 75% hit rate. So that's pretty good, okay? So go with the flow. And when you go with the flow, it's going to make this journey a little bit more rewarding as well. Okay? So, Nisha, absolutely you can have a reading, sweetheart. Absolutely. Oh, just allow me to quickly duck out. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I just want to go grab a glass of water. So, yeah. Yeah, Kate, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, you were. Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, you're not going to get 100% a win on this one, but 75 is going to be pretty good. So, please go with the flow. It's not worth the grey hairs of worry. So, I'll be back in just a moment, guys. I'm just going to grab a glass of water. Give me 2 seconds and we will talk to Nisha. Okay, I am back. I've got a bottle of water. I just had a friend message me. He's like, "Do you want to play Pirates today?" I love playing Sea of Thieves. So yeah, I think I definitely will be playing some Pirates today. I say lockdown. Oh, thank you, Nisha. Thank you, sweetheart. Crystal is back. Crystal is back. All right. So Nisha will do a reading for you, honey, and then we will go to Crystal, and then we have Angela from Navigating Layers on YouTube. Please jump onto Navigating Layers YouTube channel. She's absolutely she's an absolute sweetheart. She is she's an advocate for truth and things like that. So yeah. So the Raul's current situation. Oh, okay. So Angela, I dreamt about going into lockdown last night. Honey, we're in lockdown. Duh. I'm just yanking your chain, darling. I'm still kind of annoyed that I didn't get to come down and have dinner with everybody. So I'm just trying to ignore that thought. Okay, absolutely, Nisha. Let's put Raul into it. And then we have Alison. How are you, Alison? Welcome, darling. Welcome. So Raul. So Nisha, is Raul like annoyed at the moment? I wouldn't say angry, but just kind of annoyed. Like, yeah, not. I wouldn't even say frustrated. Like something's just a little bit annoying. Yeah, what's going on with Raul? Just something is just like niggling away at them. What's going on with them? Ah, so there's money issues going on, is there, Nisha? Right. So Nisha, there's money issues going on at the moment. Okay. Excuse me. So there is money issues going on with Raul at the moment. And you know, in all hindsight, the money is like, it's fine. Like, you know, yeah, things are hard, but the money is fine. It's more that the money has been a little bit naively invested. So, you know, perhaps there was some money purchased, you know, spent on things that really weren't needed. And that's because we're all trying to fill up in some way. And we think that buying something that allows us to eat or drink or to play or whatever will help fill us up, rather than taking the time out to go, is this really a long-term and good investment? So when it comes to Raul, it's just that there's a little bit of naivety when it comes to the financial side. So when it comes to that money, help Raul out with that, okay? I'm not saying give Raul money, but make them feel like they're at worth. Yeah, this is what this is talking about, okay? So we have the Ten of Pentacles here, and this is what we're talking about. Make them feel worthy, okay? Come together as a union and make them feel supported. Make them feel like, you know, everything's going to be okay. So check out this beautiful card, okay? So this is the Ten of Pentacles, and it shows two people that come together and create a balance. That there is a balance not only between the human world, but the animal world, the inner child, the adult world. It's all about support in order to get yourself up there a bit better. So you will only have that love connection if that support is there. And Raul actually has issues when it comes to finance, okay? It's not that they don't make enough money, it's just that they're just not investing it properly, and that's kind of like, you know, what puts them into a bit of a dark place. So offer support, okay, and create that connection if that's what you're looking for, okay, because that's where you're going to, you know, advance to the next level as such. And the crossover card is the Emperor. The Emperor will talk about them, Raoul stepping into their own value and their own worth. So sometimes in life, when we go through life, we actually need somebody else to resonate that self-worth as such. So when we think about love, love is not something that we give to somebody else. We don't give it. Love is a filter. When we look at something, that filter creates the love back to ourselves, because it's always self-love. Love is about self. It always has been. So let's say, for example, let me just grab something random. Okay, let's say, for example, this pen. Okay, this pen, I don't have a lot of love for it. But it's a nice, comfortable pen. I enjoy writing with it. So on some level, I kind of do love this pen. I quite enjoy it. But this pen is a filter. Take away the filter, and the love changes inside me. And this is exactly the same. So chances are you may be the filter in order for Raoul to become the Emperor of himself. And that's what we mean when we talk about self-love. And, you know, the world is our filter. So you may be the filter for Raoul to step up to be the Emperor of his life. Okay? So Crystal, let's find out what's going on with you. How is the beautiful little Daisy today? Or actually it'll be this evening for you. Iowa governor just set rules finally. Oh, rules for like COVID or something. Or rules for soccer. I can't even play soccer at the moment. Not that I've been playing soccer anyway. I've been so lazy. I've just gotten so fat. Jack and Rose on the Titanic. Yeah, I must admit, I haven't seen that card before. That one has not come out of this deck, and I've been using this deck for about 6 months now. So, yeah, it's interesting. Like, the tarot is just interesting, okay? Mask time limits, etc. Nisha, thank you very much. God bless you. You too, sweetheart, okay? You too. Be the filter of someone else's love and someone else's worth. It's you know, like even me with my partner, hey, I fuck it up, you know, like it's what we do. But I fuck it up sometimes. And, you know, when it comes to our partners and stuff like that, you know, we've sometimes got to step back out of our own emotions and wonder what filter are they using. So, yeah. Crystal, I want to know what's going to happen with my company and what's going to happen. You got an instant message when we were looking at that one. The Wheel of Fortune. Would you like to pick a letter? There used to be a really cool game in Australia. Things are changing, Crystal. Things are changing. And they're not changing in a small way either. They're changing in a very, very big way. Is there a new manager or something coming in? Or is the business up for sale or something like that? Because there's some big changes happening. And there's going to be some head honchos coming through. Okay? So with these head honchos... Start again. With these head honchos, it's about realizing how are these wheels going to turn in relevance for you. How are you going to make this game of life work for you? Because things are changing. There's some new protocols coming in. There are some new standards coming in. And the manager sucks right now. Yeah, well, something's going on with that. That's absolutely sure. So yeah, things are changing. There's been some stuff that's come into light just recently as well. Ah, there we go. So the Four of Cups talks about how things are not being managed appropriately. Okay, so when it comes to the Four of Cups, we have this person that's got 3 cups that's been drinking a lot, and there's 1 cup on the shelf just in case. Okay, so things are not going so well inside the company, but things are changing. I don't know if they're changing for the better at the moment, but the point is that there are some things that are in change, and there are some higher powers coming through. So watch out for those higher powers, because you're definitely going to want them on your side. So Angela from Navigating Layers. They come back to everyone and blame us for things that are going wrong. Oh yeah, it's just so much easier to point fingers than what it is to to reflect upon yourself. I sometimes wish I had a mirror that I could just carry around with me, and every time somebody points blame, I can just hold up the mirror and just see what they say. Because I'll probably go, "What the fuck are you doing with a mirror?" And it's like, well, the only place that blame can ever be placed is at self. You know, it may not be your fault, but it is definitely your responsibility to amend it. So, Angela, let's find out what's going on with you, darling. Oh, Alison. All right. Easy done. Yep. We'll find out what's going on with you, darling. So we'll just do a quick reading for Angela and then we'll get on to yours, honey. So Angela is in South Australia, just like me, and we all got locked down yesterday. So, yeah. Angela and I were on Facebook last night and we were talking about our families and how they steal food off our plate. Oh gosh. Honestly, Angela, I wouldn't have him any other way, but sometimes I'm like, I'm going to stab you with my fork if you steal that last piece. Crystal, they didn't do an order right, so they went to different shores, not ours, and bought stuff and put it on the shelf. Ooh, I don't think you're allowed to do that, are you? Not in a franchise. Whoopsie. So Angela, let's find out some stuff for you. Oof. All right, my darling. So here we go. Angela, finances are going to be a little bit difficult, okay? They're going to be very, very tight. And it's going to feel like, you know, you're losing the battle as such, but you're not. The inside of this lesson is to learn patience, is to learn temperance as such, to the balance as such. Okay, so now is the time of quiet patience. It's not the time to go out there and go, oh, I need money and I need to go and work this and I need to do this and do that and do something else. Money is a difficult subject and it's going to feel like a bit of a struggle at the moment, but it's also about learning to be patient. Like, what is it that is absolutely essential and what is it that, you know, we can change up and we can just do without. Okay, so this is really a really good time for, yes, the finances are very, very tight at the moment. And yeah, it's going to feel very difficult. So it's going to feel very isolating and it's going to feel very cold. But inside of that hibernation period, it's also about learning to balance it out. It's about learning not so much financial value, but self value. You know, expanding out the learning and the criteria. You know, getting that bank of videos done or something like that, or networking in a different way. It's about working out how to make this work for you, not to you, upscaling, leveling up as such. So, you know, this is a time of balance. And also this is a major arcana card. So because there's finance with the major arcana card, this is non-negotiable. Okay, this has been one of these things that's been going on for a little while with you, and it's time to just go, you know what, I have to learn this lesson because it's been impeding on my thoughts. It's been one of those background things that kind of eats away at me, and it's time to learn this lesson. Money's going to come and go for the rest of your life, but can you be present so the memories will stay? Like, let it go and just be so much more value and worth inside of those memories and those times. You're going to make ends reach in some way, shape, or form. It's not going to matter. But can you be patient and can you be present with all of those moments that cost nothing? Because that's where your value truly lies. And this is a non-negotiable lesson, okay, Dale? Major arcanas we don't get a choice about. Also, what comes out as the cross-reference card is we have the Queen of Cups. So maybe your emotions have been kind of like a little bit out of whack lately. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just the ebb and flow of life. But, you know, can we be the wave that crashes the shore and wipes everything out? Or the little relaxing one that massages the feet? It's about learning to balance and to wade in the water. So when it comes to these emotions, you're probably feeling like they're all up the shit as such. But you know what? Express yourself. Give yourself permission to express yourself, but don't live inside that expression. It's okay to dabble and to play a little, but it's not okay to set up camp there. Okay? So finances are difficult, but you've got to learn patience. That's the key to it. And your emotions will be all over the shop at the moment, but like any storm, it will pass, okay? It will pass. Hey, little Fluff. Hey, you darling. I don't have your camera plugged in today. My cat just arrived. Struggling with speaking my mind. Write it out then. Get a diary and write it out. Okay. Oh, hello. You can't just sit there, dude. Well, I am, she says. Okay, you can sit there. It's okay. I'm sure people won't mind looking at the top of your head. Maybe we could get you a little hat. You can just like boop, 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 boop. So this is my cat, Lady May. And all she does is show her butt to the camera. Oh, you're just going to sit there, are you? So, Alison, let's find out what's going on with this love situation for you, darling. And once we've done that, I will trundle off. I better get at least some work done today. I've got some web pages to design for my students, and that's always good fun. I enjoy doing that. And then I'm going to go and play some video games. Yes, Crystal. Nah, bitch, I'll sit wherever I want. Everybody pat the kitty, okay? Everybody, here you go. There's a butt pic for you. There's a butt pic. Everybody pat the kitty. Look, dude, can you just move over a little bit? Like, oh, that's my face. Yeah, okay, thank you. You sit there. You do a beautiful job. This is Lady May. And if she was a human, you probably wouldn't be her friend. She is so neurotic. Like, touch me, don't touch me. Don't pick me up, but let me sit here. And we wouldn't have you any other way, would we, sweetheart? I bought her a new brush yesterday, and the brush is called the King Comb. Comb with a K, K-O-M-B. And it kind of like scratches and the cat at the same time, and she loves it. She loves it. So, sounds like Mel. Sounds like me. No, I'm your friend, Angela. I'm your friend. I'm really disappointed we didn't get to have dinner. Okay, Alison, let's find out what's going on with you and this love life, darling. Interesting. Rightio. So, Alison, when it comes to this love life, what's going on with you, you find that your emotions are just too unbalanced. There's just too much anger. There's too much happiness. Then there's too much sadness. Then there's too much of something else. Um, I, as I want to say this, it's like I get a frog in my throat. Like you're struggling to express yourself, so therefore you do nothing instead. And that's where it creates that hurt and pain. It's because you're trying to decipher information, you're trying to analyze information when, see you, Crystal. You're trying to analyze information that is not meant to be analytical. Emotions are meant to be felt, not studied. And that's the difference. Sometimes we get so far into analyzing something that it just makes the matter more confusing. And it is one of those situations where you've got to feel your emotions and then decipher what do they want for you. Do they want you to relax more? I mean, even anger as an emotion, when we feel it, is trying to remind us of something that we desire. And perhaps you desire to be more relaxed, or perhaps you desire for systems to be in place better, or for people to follow the rules. All of your emotions are there to teach you something, to protect you in some way. Okay? So when it comes to this love life of yours, it's always felt very isolated inside of you. And that's because you don't know how to process these emotions properly. And you're too busy putting them in different piles as such. Emotions are meant to be all mixed up together, okay? We don't want to feel the extremes of emotions where we're happy, sad. Mix them all together. Make a beautiful cake of some sort. There are some cakes out there that I think, oh, God, I don't like that icing, but I'm going to eat the whole cake anyway. So when it comes to these emotions, mix them all together. Feel your happy and your sad times all together, so that way you can create this better version of yourself. Um, we also have the Nine of Pentacles here. And this is showing you coming into a new sense of self, a more controlled sense of self. There's nobody actually, there's no actual other people coming when it comes to this love stuff. And what I want to do is I want to share with, and I do this nearly in every single session. I really need to put this in my description. Oopsie. Love languages. Now, like I keep saying, I'm not an affiliate with these guys, okay? But Alison, please jump on here and do the survey. I'm going to stop saying do the survey and find out about your love language. So therefore you can understand what's going on with love. I feel like you're very analytical and you're very emotional. Like there's one extreme to you and then another extreme. And you really need to bring these two realms together so that you can feel a little bit more balanced and a little bit more grounded. Things are just too far out there. The eagle, as much as it loves to fly, it also needs to come down to ground to rest. And now is the time to come down to ground to rest, okay? So, cakes have layers. Donkey. They do, Angela. So yeah, so Alison, when it comes to the love lifestyle, have a look at your own love language, sweetheart. I don't know why, but I get this feeling that you're a words of affirmation person where you just don't understand why the world can't be nice to each other. And once you understand yourself, because you've got this analytical side that's curious, that wants to know more, and once you understand yourself, that's when you'll get this Ace of Cups happening. And the Ace of Cups is where all the emotions come together and they create a fountain. And when we look at the fountain has a negative side as well. The fountain needs to be cleaned at some stage. The fountain will splash you in the face. But in all hindsight, the fountain is beautiful, just like you are. So find this balance of emotions, learn your love language, and then you'll get some more answers rather than a lot more questions. And when we find those answers, that's when we can go, you know what? That makes so much sense. And now I can understand what's going on so that I can go out there and actually express that love rather than just trying to find it. Because love is an expression. It's not something that you go out and find. It's something that you resonate with in another person, and there are no binds to it. There are no rules. There are no tradings towards it. There's no you do this for me, you do that. It's just a feeling. It's not meant to be analyzed. It's just a feeling that you go with and you allow it to take you with the flow. Okay? So study those love languages, honey. Learn your love language, expand out on your mind, and get the answers to those questions that you've had digging deep down inside you about why. Okay? So thank you everybody who has joined in today. Please subscribe, like, follow, blah, blah, blah. I'm not real good with a sales pitch, I must admit. And I will come back next Thursday, virus depending. I mean, hey, we may have an apocalypse before then. As long as it's a chocolate one, I'd be good with that. I mean, I was at the supermarket just yesterday because we were due to go away and we hadn't done our grocery shopping. And the lady in front of us had, there was a huge line. And the lady in front of us was like, oh, I just need a couple of things. I'm not really buying anything. And I thought, well, why are you here? And and then as we were leaving the store, she had more stuff in her trolley than what we did, and it was all like chips and lollies and chocolate, and I'm like, yeah, this is what your apocalypse looks like. So she's absolutely gorgeous. So okay, everybody, I am going to Trundle off. Have an absolutely amazing day, no matter where you are in this beautiful world, and remember, always choose love and kindness. I'll catch you in the future. Bye bye.